Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to be talking about the Internet of Things. What is the Internet of Things? The Internet of Things, or it's abbreviated, or aka IoT, refers to billions of physical devices around the world that are now connected to the Internet, collecting and sharing data. So that's what the Internet of Things really is. Thanks to, sometimes you get some processors, sometimes they can be cheap, and wireless networks. Thanks to all of them, it's possible to do anything, from a pill to an airplane to a flying car, into the part of the Internet of Things, or aka IoT. This adds a level of digital intelligence to devices that would be otherwise down, enabling them to communicate real-time data without a human being involved in it, especially emerging digital and physical worlds. Example of Internet of Things device: almost anything that is a physical object or that can transform into a Internet of Things device, if it can be connected to the Internet and controlled that way. Library can switch on using a smartphone app as a IoT device, as a motion sensor, or a smart thermostat in your office or street light. There's many examples of Internet of Things device. It could be a fluffy children toy or a flying truck. The Internet of Things is used for mainly devices that would usually be generally expected to have an internet connection, and that can communicate with the network independently of human action. For this reason, PC isn't generally considered a Internet of Things device. It's not really. I don't see it myself. It's not. Smartphone, maybe, even though that latter is crammed with sensors. Smartwatch or a fitness band, wearable device might be counted as an Internet of Things device or IoT device. Here's the history of the Internet of Things. The idea of sensory intelligence to basic objects was discussed throughout the 1980s and 1990s, and there are arguably some much earlier as ancestors. But apart from some early projects, including internet connected vending machines, so on and so forth, progress was slow, simple, because the technology wasn't ready. solve it of this issue. Increase availability of broadband internet and cellular and wireless networking. The adoption of IPv6, which among other things should provide enough IP addresses for every device in the world, or the galaxy, or the whole entire universe. No, maybe not. It's also a necessary step for the Internet of Things. Coining a phase of Internet of Things in 1999, although it took at least another decade for technology to catch up with the vision. The Internet of Things is an integrate of the interconnected of human culture of things. Internet things are pretty big. It's getting big and getting bigger all the time, anytime. There are already more connected things than people in the world. 8.4 billion Internet of IoT devices were in use in 2017, up 31% from 2016. That's interesting. I don't know. You tell me. Is it? Is that not cool or not? Some benefits of Internet things for business. I should depend on particularly the implementation. The key enterprise should have access to more data about their own products and their own internal systems and greater ability to make changes as a result. Internet of Things got many benefits. Security. Security is one of the biggest issues with the Internet of Things. The sensors are collecting in many cases extremely sensitive data. What you say and do in your own home, for example, keeping that secure vital to consumer trust. But so far, the INT security track record has been extremely bad. Too many IoT devices give little thought to basics of security, like encrypting data in transit and at rest. Flaws in the software, even old and well-used code, are discovered on a regular basis. Hackers are now actively targeting Internet of Things devices such as routers and webcams because their inherent lack of security makes them easy to compromise and warp into giant botnets. Researchers found 100,000 webcams that could be hacked with ease. While some internet-connected smartwatches for children have been found to contain security vulnerabilities that allow hackers to track their wearer location, eavesdrop, and conversation, or even communicate with the user. That's really bad. That's really sad. What about privacy and Internet of Things? With all those sensors collecting data on everything you do, and the IoT is potentially vast privacy headache. Take the smart home. It can tell you when you wake up, when your smart coffee machine is activated, and how well you brush your teeth. What radio station you listen to, what type of food you eating, what your children are thinking, and who visits you passes by your houses. While companies will make money from selling you the smart object in the first place, the Internet business model probably involves data too. But we don't know that. But we do. Hopefully it's gonna get better. We just have to hope. The Internet of Things is constantly evolving, guys. like any other type of technology. Now that's long. How you ever wonder how the Internet of Things devices connect? Internet of Things devices use various methods to connect and share data. Although most will use some form of wireless connectivity, homes and offices will use standard Wi-Fi with Bluetooth of energy, or even Ethernet if they ain't, especially mobile. For sure, other devices will use LTE or even satellite connections to communicate. However, the vast number of different options has already led some to argue that IoT, aka Internet of Things communications standards, need to be as accepted and interoperable as Wi-Fi is today. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please hit that subscribe button. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Give me guys your thoughts and feedback. Hope you enjoy, guys. Bye.